On 18 March 1985, Australian viewers were introduced to a suburban cul-de-sac. Over the course of an unremarkable pilot, a noisy stag do disrupts the sleep of Ramsay Street residents and one of them decides to take matters into his own hands. 4 months later, the show was cancelled and its network, 7, destroyed all the sets to make sure it couldn't be replicated. But by 1986, Neighbours had been revived and rebuilt by rival studio Network 10 and become a surprise hit in the UK. A daytime staple for students, the sun-kissed scandals of Ramsay Street lent an exotic glamour to the murky TV schedules of Coronation Street and EastEnders. Despite a declining viewership since its late 80s heyday, Neighbours has become Australia's longest-running soap, launching the careers of the likes of Kylie Minogue, Margot Robbie and Guy Pearce. With its final episodes airing this week, after Channel 5 announced it was axing the show, we meet its long-standing cast members who reveal the joys and challenges of playing the same characters for decades, and their most memorable moments. I starred in the very first episode of Neighbours in 1985 and I remember saying the show would only last about 6 months, because I didn't really want the part. I was right. It only lasted 4 months before it was axed. But then it was picked up by Channel 10 2 months later. Towards the end of 86 and into 87, we became aware we were working on a phenomenon. Australian soap had never had adulation and hysteria before, so we were not prepared. To this day, we still don't know how it became so popular so quickly. But we ran with it as best we could. I got to play Paul as deliciously evil in the mid-2000s. The mischief I got up to then with Izzy, Natalie Bassingthwaite, was fantastic. Paul isn't evil anymore, he's just a bit of a prick. He's like Basil Fawlty, trying to do the right thing then making situations 10 times worse. When I was out of the show for 12 years and Paul was on the run in South America, I always maintained that he must have got tied up with some Colombian drug cartel because he came back dauntingly rich, to the tune of 150 million Australian dollars. I once said to the producers we should explain that he made his money from a cartel. They said we wouldn't be able to get away with it on daytime television.